Today I'm going to be ranking Dark Souls 1 bosses based on how they would be as a friend, aka how friendly they are, do they work well with others, are they problematic in any way. Now if we look here, the ranking sort of works as following. We have best friends, that's the top tier, then we have good friends, then there's the we chill category, kind of like we're like friendly, but we're not like close or anything. Then you have the not friends, so sort of like I know you, you know me, and we're kind of like that's it. Then lastly, we have the stay away from me category, aka I don't want anyone to associate us. I don't want anything to do with you. So to start this list, we have 4 kings. I honestly think realistically they would be in the not friends category. I think they're just a little too isolated from everyone. I think they do their own thing. They kind of stay down in their city. I don't think we would hang out ever. They're also buried under a ton of water, so I would never be able to see them. Next we have the Gaping Dragon. I honestly think Gaping Dragon would be under the probably good friends category, and I have a good reason for this. The Gaping Dragon actually does have a teammate in the fight in the form of the, what is that called? So the enemy is called the Channeler, and because they've worked together and they can defeat people down, the Gaping Dragon does the heavy lifting while the Channeler buffs the Gaping Dragon. So clearly they know how a friendship works and they know how to mutually benefit each other. Next we have Great Grey Wolf Sif. I feel like this one's very, very obvious. This is clearly a best friends one. I mean, come on. I mean, Sif is basically a dog. I mean, I know it's a wolf, but who wouldn't want to be friends with Sif? Sif is super loyal, serves Artorias, protects Artorias' grave once he's dead. Like, come on, who would not want Sif to be one of their best friends? Alright, next we have Gwyn, Lord of Cinder. I honestly think Gwyn would be in the we chill category because Gwyn is all about protecting the current age that takes place in Dark Souls Remastered. And you know, if Gwyn's chill about it, like I'm not gonna do anything if you're not gonna do anything, you know, like we can be chill. But I don't know if I'd be necessarily great friends with him because I'm pretty sure he's done some pretty messed up stuff. Alright, next we have Iron Golem, and I think Iron Golem would have to be in the we chill category. Like, Iron Golem is just gonna sit there at the top of its fortress, not gonna do anything. I'm probably not gonna see Iron Golem, but I can respect the work Iron Golem puts into maintaining their position of guarding Anor Londo. Moonlight Butterfly is next, and I'm honestly gonna put it under we chill for pretty much the same reason as Iron Golem. Sticks to guarding one thing, and there's nothing really problematic about Moonlight Butterfly, so it's not gonna bring it any lower, but there's nothing really to raise it up. Alright, Nito is an interesting one because I think Nito would be in the stay away from me category. My reasoning being, if you look at it, Nito has teammates in the form of skeletons in his boss fight, yet Nito constantly knocks them down, can damage them, and if I was one of Nito's friends, I would be scared Nito would just knock me down or, you know, take me out, and I'm not undead, so I don't come back to life. Nito's gonna literally just wipe me off the map. Ornstein and Smough, I would say, is a very weird pairing because you have probably one of the best friends you could have and the worst friend you could have, in the form of Ornstein being a good friend and Smough being a terrible friend. So if they were separate, I would put Ornstein at the top and Smough at the bottom. But together, they're probably gonna be in the we chill category. Ornstein, very respectful, doesn't do anything, you know, dangerous towards Smough's body once he's defeated. Smough, on the other hand, smacks Ornstein's dead body and, you know, gains his power. So I think it balances out. Pinwheel, I feel like this is pretty straightforward. Stay away from me. Pinwheel, I'm pretty sure in the lore is like a combination of 3 separate people, and whoever made that combination is still in Pinwheel, so I don't trust that. And Pinwheel can make copies, so how do I know Pinwheel isn't gonna play some pranks on me or do some silly shenanigans? And I don't want to be involved with that. Next we have Seath the Scaleless, which part of his story is that he literally betrays the other dragons. So I can respect the hustle, but I don't really want to be friends with Seath. I don't think I would trust Seath. Asylum Demon, I'm honestly, again, leaning towards we chill. Asylum Demon does his job, he guards the asylum, but I don't think we would really hang out much. Maybe if I like came by the asylum, I'd be like, hey, what's up? Like that type of vibe, but I don't think it'd be anything. I don't think we would have any deep talks or anything. Stray Demon, I'm gonna put in the not friends category because Stray Demon is actually under Asylum Demon, and I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, but I think there's actually piles of bones in the Stray Demon arena, so I don't think we're gonna be friends. Taurus Demon, we would be good friends. Taurus Demon understands teamwork. Taurus Demon has 2 extra companions in the form of the archers that help him out from afar while he gets one in. They know how to work together in order to, take care of problems. Bed of Chaos. So, that's an interesting one. The Witch of Izalith. I am a little scared of the Witch of Izalith. Lots of experimentation, and if you look at the daughters of the Witch of Izalith, they got all mutated into spiders and whatnot. I don't know. It's a little iffy. It's a little too much. Like, I would be too nervous to be friends with the Bed of Chaos. So I would say, please stay away from me. Artorias the Abyss Walker. Now, off rip, you would want to say he's one of your best friends, but, the legend versus reality is something you see in the game. One thing I would say that gives him a benefit is when he dies, you actually can see his friend come and watch over his grave, and there's clearly a lot of respect there between them. So for that alone, to me, it just comes off, I think Artorias would be a good friend. Black Dragon Kalameet. Oh, that's a toughie. I feel like Kalameet kind of comes off a little aggressive, and I'm not really sure if Kalameet would understand how friendship is supposed to work, so I just feel like we wouldn't be friends. So Manus is an interesting one because Manus did all this bad stuff in the DLC of the game, but it's kind of justified when you realize that they disturbed Manus's grave, and all Manus wants is a pendant. And, being the player character, we would have the pendant, so I could give Manus the pendant, and he'd probably be a really good friend. If anything, he'd probably be like, oh yeah, that's chill. The only thing that's scary is, I don't know if Manus would corrupt me, because the Abyss corrupts other things, so how do I know I wouldn't be corrupted if I was friends with Manus? That's probably the thing actually making me lean towards not friends, just because I'm pretty sure I would get corrupted by this guy. Sanctuary Guardian. Well, Sanctuary Guardian is probably a decent friend because it guards something and it's good at guarding it. I honestly kind of leaning towards we chill. When it comes to Bell Gargoyles, at first it seems pretty similar to all the other ones that are just guarding something, but there's 2 Bell Gargoyles, so you get double the friends. They're used to working on a team, like they're used to working together, and that's kind of a beneficial thing. That kind of makes me lean towards good friends. Capra Demon. Now, Capra Demon has 2 dogs, which I love dogs. Dogs are great. So, I don't know, with the dogs plus Capra Demon, if they were both of my friends, I'm honestly thinking Capra Demon would be a best friend. I think you get 2 dogs and a cool, friend who can easily defend for you. Ceaseless Discharge, I'm thinking, while initially is a huge fire hazard, I honestly think Ceaseless Discharge has good intentions with guarding, I believe, it's guarding someone's armor or someone's grave, so I can kind of respect that. I think we just not be friends, but yeah, major fire hazard. Centipede Demon, kind of similar to Ceaseless Discharge, but it's not guarding anything, and it is still a fire hazard, and if anything, most people don't like bugs, and I don't think I would want to be around a giant bug that has 2 legs and could eat me, so let's just not do that. Stay away from me. Chaos Witch Quelaag. So, I'm not entirely familiar with Quelaag's exact lore, but she does guard one of the bells, so she knows how to guard something. Her sister is below, and she's guarding her sister. I'm honestly leaning towards just we chill. I think I respect her for what she's doing, but I don't think we would have much to add to each other's lives. Like, Priscilla, I think we'd be good friends. I think she is very protective of her world and all the people in it, which is a very good thing to have in a friend, someone who actually, will care about you. And you know, she doesn't even make you fight her in the game, which is such a plus. Like, she actually lets you leave. She's the only boss in the game that's willing to actually talk to you instead of just immediately attacking you upon entering. Oh, that's not true, actually. Actually, that's not entirely true. The next boss also has that, being Dark Sun Gwendolyn, which again, similar to Priscilla, is very protective, wants to maintain this entire area, make it look way better than it actually is doing a ton of work, and I can respect the grind. So I think Gwendolyn would be a good friend. All he wants is just not for you to enter that fog wall. And you know, if we're friends, I'll be like, okay, like if that's all it is, you know, we can benefit each other. I can join your covenant, and you can keep doing what you want to do, make this place look nice. I have no problem with that. Demon Fire Sage, so again, kind of a fire hazard, and there's really no benefit to having Demon Fire Sage be a friend, but I feel so indifferent that I'm just gonna say we're probably just not friends. That's it for today's video though. If you all enjoyed this and you like Souls-like content, be sure to subscribe because there are many more videos to come, and I will see you all in the next video.